Many Nigerians have seen themselves migrated from the Band B electricity tariff to the Band A electricity tariff. How sustainable is this?
It's not sustainable at all because we cannot afford it. I see it as a class system.
The problem is that everybody is okay with it. And so because we are okay with it, they keep increasing it. So in our policies, we don't think about the people. And unfortunately, the people too are not ready to claim what belongs to them.
And how are we supposed to do that? How are we going to do that? Let's look at possible solutions before we look at how this affects the economy, because there's an economic aspect to this. So as a people, what are the possible solutions? Okay, you have listed, let us come together and dialogue. What if they don't want to dialogue? What are the other options?
You challenge them.
How?
You go on the streets. And that's the power of the common man. You go on the streets. Because you see, going to courts against government in Nigeria, I mean, it's okay, it's fine. I mean, some people we get justice. I mean, we don't have to be discouraged about the fact that, they can manipulate the whole process. But sometimes when you see things happening, all the time, you just know that, do I even have any, if I attempt this, what is going to be the outcome? So the easiest way, is to go on the streets.
Protest.
Because this one is hard to manipulate, especially where there's no one leading. Everybody just come on the street, we're tired. Maybe we'll get to that point where everybody will say they're tired. Because buying at whatever cost it is now in Band A,
yeah.
You can't on your AC for the way we used to on it before. You on it, and then after a while, you switch it on.
This time, when I on my AC, I put off my freezer, my fridge. I basically have to turn off everything in my house just to put on the AC for about 2-3 hours, just to calm the environment down. But then, another question.
Can I ask something?
Yes.
That notion of saying Nigeria is Nigeria, and we can't compare Nigeria to other countries, is a very defeatist idea or notion, and that's where our problem lies. And that's why the government or the leaders think that they can get away with anything. They wake up with policies without a dialogue with the citizens because they know that the citizens will accept. Now in Nigeria, we're just in the tootling stage. So why will government remove all subsidies when across Europe, the government are still subsidizing energy? But because they know that Nigerians will accept whatever is being thrown at them, that's why they keep on doing this thing. So we shouldn't just sit down and accept and say you carry your placard to the streets when you know they won't even look your way. So I think the best way is to go to the courts.
Interesting, because when you say protest, how many protests have yielded anything significant? We have seen the labor unions continue to protest over pay increase for workers. Really, realistically, how effective has that been? But here's another idea. I know, Victor, you want to say something, but we'll run on that in a bit. Here's another method, or a possible method of protesting. Is there a possibility that people could actually look at alternative sources of power? Inverter, solar this, solar that is out there. Can that be a possibility? Because when people find other means of generating power, then they will see a decrease in revenue in terms of the number of people who are accessing this commodity. Could that be another method of protest, one, and another method of getting out of the snares of a policy or a government that will make arbitrary policies without even consulting the populace? Do you think that's a possible way of protest? Because think about it. Once upon a time, we had one telecom company calling the shots. But when multiple came in, we saw what happened in the prices. The cost of call credit and the rest. Do you think that's possible? Do you think?
That's a possibility. But how many people can afford this solar system? It runs into it's like a multi-millionaire product now. So how many people can actually afford it?
Victor, is that a possible means?
So when you are looking for alternative, the alternative to power supply, it's okay to have alternative, but it's not easy to have alternative that will be better than the original in this case. Because if you will have this solar power that will power everything you have in your house, I mean, you either will be changing all your electronic appliances and buying the one that is, comfortable with that. But the issue is this. Like I said, don't compare Nigeria to any country. Even those Europe that you mentioned, they're having protests on cost of living. I mean, I was in London for a month last month, and things are also super expensive. But, it's not done the way they do it here. Because you have government to regulate, and you have private sectors to run those industries. And like I said, if NEDC were to be the one that increased this price,
It'd be a lot easier to
it would be a lot easier. You have a conversation with them. I mean, you can then go to the government.
Yeah.
Oh, these people are not. Okay, let's look at the agreements you had with these people. Are they going by the agreement? But now, it is your custodian, your parents, they are even the one, inflicting this pain on you. And it's okay. I mean, you can go to court against government. You understand? We've been seeing a lot of judgment they've been giving so far. Even the recent local government autonomy. I mean, there's a lot of criticism about it, which is even the same government to government, whatever. These are discouraging. But I mean, we as the citizen, we need to do something other than wanting to go to court against government. I mean, Labor's protest is different. I mean, Labor is organized labor. They are working under an umbrella. They have leaders. You understand? They have leaders. You know what I mean when I say they have leaders.
They have somebody who's piloting
Yes,
and
absolutely.
the affairs,
Yes,
and telling them what to do, how to do it, when to do it.
And those people can be reached out to, But I mean, when people are ready, to take their destiny into their hand, there is nobody. I remember some times ago, a celebrity wanted to do a nationwide campaign. I mean, it didn't work out. Whatever happened on the ground, it didn't work out. But when the people are ready, I mean, it worked.
Let's even look at the economic effect of this. Because when we talk about sustainability, it's not just about, am I able to pay for it? It's the ripple effect of it. I'll give you an example. If you increase the electricity tariff of, let's say, a business owner, maybe his shop or her shop, and you say, instead of paying 67 naira per unit, you're now paying 225, which is a 400% or 300% increment. So if this person's cost at the end of a month is 1 million, you have increased this person's cost, business cost, to about 1.4, 1.3. Where do you think he's going to get that money from? You, the customer.
Definitely.
So you're going to see this person who's selling a product for 1,000 naira probably be selling it at 1.5. And thereabout, beyond the fact that you're paying for increase in electricity tariff, you're also going to see the prices of a lot of commodities go up as well, because people will try to adjust. Business owners will try to adjust. So you are looking at a possible, would I say inflation, or further increase in cost of doing business and living just because of this one. We talk about fuel all the time, but this has the capacity to do exactly what fuel increase does to the economy. So how do you survive this kind of thing? Alvida?
Well, I really don't have an idea.
I have an idea.
That's to be honest. The thing is, apart from inflation, a lot of small businesses will pack up. A lot of small manufacturing companies will close up. A lot of people will lose their jobs. There'll be increase in poverty, which translates to increase in crime. So it's just a mess.
Alan,
to be honest.
Because when you think, the question I ask myself is, did they even think about the ripple effect of all of these things before these policies were instituted? Or did they just sit in a very nice air-conditioned definitely say, okay, our numbers are not adding up. Oh yeah, Nigerians, come and pay the deficit. Let us move on. You said you have a thought.
So that's what I'm saying, that when you go to court against government, you may not even have the time to, because this may not be an argument, before the courts. But when you go out, I mean, you are able to express your mind. So for the business owner, I was telling you earlier about a lady that wanted to commit suicide yesterday. So she has a car. She runs this taxi.
That's Uber or both.
She runs taxi system. and she has a Vixis car, and because of the cost of fuel now, the fuel she buys, she can't make the money by the passenger she's carrying.
Yeah.
So she just parked the car. So when you go to the market, some business, like you said, will die.
Yep.
And then those people become unemployed. They have families. And so this is the government is promoting a system that promotes crime.
That's right.
And I mean, in 2006, I went to a particular place in Nigeria to do a research on street children. And everything that we're seeing now, I saw it then in 2006. Because when you look into the eyes of those children, you see hatred. Because somehow in their subconsciousness, they knew that they're not supposed to be on the streets. A system put them on the streets. So when they grow up with so much danger. And then, so this is what is happening now. So when the people cannot take it, and if they feel that, even if we go on the streets, they will resist us. And then they take the law into their hand. Unfortunately, it's still going to be the poor masses against the poor masses.
True though.
But once in a while, they will still touch lights, on those people. So the point is that, let's even dialogue, Are we calling for dialogue? I'm not against taking the government to court whatsoever. But I mean, let's even discuss. Are you the right person? Is this part of the regulatory system? Shouldn't the DISCO or the TCN, be responsible for pricing? Have you?
It's a whole lot of mess. To round this off, actually, I'll give you about 30 seconds. What can the Nigerian out there he just talked about somebody who's thinking about committing suicide. Price hike across board. Now, for that Nigerian who's thinking, how in the world am I going to pay for electricity? What can you say to that Nigerian?
Well, Nigerians have to fight back one way or the other. And the only way I see is by going to court. Because usually they tell you when you have this kind of issue, you should write a letter to those involved. And obviously in Nigeria, most of those people don't even see us as human beings, so they never respond. So I think the last stage should be taking them to court to see what the court can do on our behalf.
Victor?
Dialogue.
How do we even get this dialogue? How do we do it?
We get it by force.
Victor. Get it by force. Okay, we get on the streets. Do you really think going on the streets will force them to the table? Do you believe so?
I mean, even the force issue may not... there's so much... There's power of, of social media.
Okay.
There's so much power now. And these people are on Twitter, for instance. Is it Twitter or X? They are on social media. Mm-hmm. There are some people... I have an issue with one bank recently, and I've been trying to write them, and they were not responding. So I went on this social media space. In less than 30 minutes, that issue was solved. In less than 30 minutes.
So
I went on my page and called them out. In less than 30 minutes, it came into my inbox, what's the problem, blah, blah, blah. And then it was solved.
So maybe that is something...
Because there's a power of social media in business. You can pull down a business on social media. It doesn't take time.
So maybe you are advising the Nigerians to use at least this, this tool that we have,
yes,
which is social media, yes, and lend our voices to the fact that this AEDC, or lend our voice to the fact that this current electricity tariff, especially the band A electricity tariff, is not sustainable. We can't afford it. It is difficult. I don't know about other people, but 225 to a unit. Do you know what that is? That is 10,000 naira is about 44 units thereabouts. 45 units.
As opposed to 140.
Are you kidding me? Some homes they use that in a day, maximum 2 days.
Definitely.
How can you afford to do 10,000 every 2 days? Who has that kind of money? Even those who are rich, at some point you will see that affecting your income. And we all know a lot of people are not even making as much as they ordinarily will be making. And then the value of the naira. That's another conversation for another day. Mm-hmm. Okay, thank you very much, Alvina. Thank you so much, Victor, for lending your voices to this. We would like to have your thoughts on the comment section of this. We are straight to the point, and go straight to the point and talk to us. Thank you.
Thank you.